80% yesterday. I was like, oh, you know what? I've got no time. Rush back from work, smack it back on. But yeah, 100% today.
We should be good then. We should be good. But yeah, I'm excited to see WLG today. Obviously, pretty much a 5-star roster that they have with players like, you know, Patterson, Baron Lane, Andre Zed, Veos, Mumu, and Heste. You think of all them players, if you've been any part of the Wild Rift scene for the past year or two, then you would know all of these names. They've been in some of the best teams in Europe. They got so many strong players that they are the team to beat right now. As you know, Bland mentions, they are undefeated in the group stage, and now we'll have to wait and see if they can make it all the way through to the final.
Yep, definitely. In terms of the picks for WLG or Forever Esports, we're pretty much seeing a lot of obviously we saw Forever Esports play yesterday, but WLG, it is pretty a standard pick here with the Varus for Mumu. Corki is more likely going to be on Veos in mid lane, and that Ornn is potentially going to be support. I can't imagine we're seeing Patterson on the Ornn. I haven't seen him yet on Ornn. We normally see Patterson in definitely more of a bruiser type deal in that Baron lane. And then on the side of Forever Esports, they've got the Gragas again, which I'm going to guess is going to be in... I mean, they've got the Wukong, so Wukong could be flex pick as well as the Gragas. Braum is obviously solidified in that support lane. And the bans are pretty on point here. The Annie is a little bit of caught me off guard, because I don't think we saw Annie at all being played in the group stages for WLG here. So yeah, a little bit of a random one there, but the Orianna on the side of WLG with the Zed, the Jax, big Baron lane ban there, Ziggs and Lucian as well, because Forever Esports not yet picking their ADC, APC, so...
Yeah, we did see the... sorry, I'm just making sure that everything's fine. Apparently you're too low.
No.
Actually, you should be fine now. No, you should be fine. Yeah, you have to talk right into the mic like this. You have to talk very, very quietly. Okay, it's going to be... Yeah. We got Chase being picked up here from this side of Forever Esports. Maybe we're going to see a Zoe. Zoe. That's going to be good fun. But yeah, anyway, should be fine now. But yeah, I think the Annie ban is an interesting one. We did see it once yesterday. I can't remember for the life of me. There were so many games yesterday that I can't remember who played it yesterday and what game it even was that Annie was played yesterday. I think it was from the first series.
I think it was Government.
Oh, it was Government Justice League, was it?
Yeah.
Oh yes, it might have been. Was it Heaven that played it? Maybe. I can't remember. Yeah, I have a feeling it was Heaven, but yeah, it was. It was an interesting pick. Obviously, Annie with the rework to Tibbers. Tibbers can now jump on you like an absolute madman. So excited to see, you know, if Annie is going to be picked at some point. Obviously, not going to be picked this game, but overall, we got the whole team now, or the whole lineup for WLG. Ornn in the Baron lane, probably Corki mid, Varus, Nautilus bot lane with Aatrox in the jungle. Pretty standard team for WLG. No real surprises here. Seraphine could be the only big surprise, and it is going to be locked in for Forever Esports. So maybe that Seraphine going down in the dual lane with someone like a Braum could, you know, you can get some really, really cool combos off.
Yeah, definitely. You got WLG going for that sort of very intense front line with the Corki and the Varus. We saw something very similar like this yesterday, having the two range champions just being able to negate. I'm pretty sure it was in the Justice League match as well, because it was Forever Esports, when they played the Evelynn, and we saw Aces obviously have the two ADCs in the back line and then have a great front line there to try and stop the Evelynn, and luckily they did, even though it should have been, that match probably should have been towards the favor of Forever Esports on that round, but hey ho. But yeah, very typical sort of strong front line, damage dealing in the back line with the Varus, being able to reach these champions like the Jace as well. But yeah, once again, they do have Jace, and we saw some really good Jace performance yesterday, especially on Ryder Zito. That Jace's poke damage is just relentless, but it's going to be really interesting seeing WLG go against Forever Esports once again.
I'm not too sure if they forgot to swap or they just didn't swap at all. Oh, okay. There seems to be a problem that they couldn't. Yeah, it looks like WLG couldn't swap, so we're probably going to be getting a remake here. I'm just seeing it in the chat at the moment. Yeah, it might have been like 11-1 or something.
Yeah, we had Ice come along that didn't quite live up to the Carlos platter there, but still they managed to win that last 5th match with Ice baby. Oh.
Yeah, don't worry. I just need to. Don't worry. I just need to put on guided access, so then you don't see the iPhone bar at the bottom. We're good. We're Gucci. Yeah.
Product placement for Apple, mate.
Yeah, it can be quite exciting. You can see the supports already making their way up into the Baron lane with this kind of weird meta that we have in EU, but I don't think we're going to be seeing any kills. It's kind of tank against tanks, really, to be honest. There's no real super crazy engages or anything like that for both of these top laners and both of these supports. So now we're just going to see both teams farming up, but excited to see how WLG perform, because there's some players here that don't really play the game anymore, to be honest with you. Like players like Andres, he plays the game every now and again, he streams every now and again, but his main account's only gold, so he doesn't play the game too much. I mean, obviously, like things like scrims as well are not really a thing anymore in EU.
That's season 10, mate. It's taking him out of it.
True.
Andres is peak gold because of season 10, but yeah, no, I'm sure it's because he doesn't play it. But yeah, to be fair, they do play to be undefeated in the group stages and not play the game other than scrimming with your team. It's pretty impressive, to be fair. And obviously, these teams and players have been Icon certified as well, so it's only fair to give them their due, to be fair.
Oh, Andres shown already that he can still play the video game, even though he is only gold, stealing away that red buff. But now there's just fights happening all over the place. 3 flashes already burned here for the side of Forever Esports. The rest of the team is roaming to help him out as well. So really good start here for Andres, going for the invade in the bottom side, taking that blue buff away from Gragas. And as I mentioned, no Seraphine flash, no Jace flash, and no Gragas flash could mean that maybe there is some potential here in terms of plays with, you know, coming from mid and bot lane.
Yeah, a lot of some of the spells already been used. I mean, this means that they've either got to try and not take any sort of like early interactions with the opposing team, or they're just going to play a little bit safer if they are deciding to be provoked by WLG, because they don't have the ease of getting out of there. Wukong and Braum's the only one to flash, so yeah, they're going to be a lot more careful in these next upcoming interactions.
Oh, saying that, there's the engage in mid lane with the Nautilus stun as well, but there's still Gragas there to follow up, which is going to be quite nice. Hesse has to use that flash away to get back to safety, but you can see here that our WLG are definitely looking to try and take advantage of Jace not having flash, but with the supports in mid lane as well, it means they have that little bit of extra protection here, so it'd be quite nice for them so far. Meanwhile, up in the Baron lane, both of these tanks are just farming away at it. Nothing too crazy so far, just a little bit of a jungle steal away from Andres in the early skirmishes of this game, but other than that, nothing too crazy. Only a 600 gold lead now for WLG. You can see multiple hammers, multiple tiers as well on the side of WLG, with Corki and Varus both going for that Manamune, which is going to be very strong later on. Boots of Mana seems to be the name of the game for most of the players on Forever Esports as well. So both these teams just setting up towards the first objectives, which will be spawning fairly shortly in about a minute and a half time.
Definitely, and we have up first the Ice Dragon as well. If it's WLG, they generally go for that Rift Herald, but obviously it's all depends on what they feel like they're going to go for in these interactions. We got some going on in mid. Hasti's going in with the hook. Oh, getting almost caught out there by that Nautilus ult onto the Braum, but to be fair, Braum's not the squishiest to take out just yet, with the Corki as well. Not only building, got Manamune, not quite finished yet, so not quite enough damage there for Corki just yet to take out the likes of Braum champs, but jungle objectives up in 29 seconds. It's refreshing to see that Forever Esports aren't being as scrappy as we saw them yesterday.
Yeah, it's still quite early on. I think kind of the way Forever Esports played the games yesterday, they were definitely focusing towards them dragons, kind of letting the Rift Herald be taken and trying to go for the scaling game against aces. So we'll have to see if they do the same thing. You can see the jungler of Forever Esports going straight down towards that dragon already. So realizing that they can't really take a fight because Veos does have that package, and it's very difficult to try and do anything. You can see Mumu is down there. They're trying to do a bit of poke damage. Maybe they're looking for a bit of a skirmish down at dragon, but it is taken by Forever Esports.
Forever Esports does take the dragon. There's a bit of a scrap going on there. We don't see any first blood yet, but massive horn all going in. Nicely done by Patterson there. First blood for Patterson as well. We get Corky going on to the Jace. That is almost a 3-0 trade. It is 3-0 trade, and Shelly gets that mid lane turret also. Massive first team fight there for WLG.
Completely outnumbered there, unfortunately. They're actually going to get 2 mid lane towers because Shelly was able to get both the charges. So really, really well played there from WLG. But you can see the Andres and Patterson both just taking the Rift Herald in the Baron lane, and the rest of the team knows that it's not going to be contested, so they can kind of do a little bit of poke damage. You got the poke damage from Veos and also from Mumu with the Varus and the Corki. So with their little bit of poke damage, they could just keep the players of Forever Esports there. And because the Rift Herald was taken so quickly, that Ornn ultimate doing so well to knock out multiple members, you can see the power of the champions that the WLG have in this early game, taking themselves to 4,000 gold leads.
Yeah, massive. Already massive at just under 7 minutes there. But yeah, that was a great roam from Patterson up from the Baron lane in there, using that Ornn ult as well, pretty much securing the kill onto the Gragas, and then we saw the Jace fall as well as the Braum, which was just massive. We're seeing the Ornn, obviously, it's Patterson, so Patterson's going to play the Ornn a lot more different to what the Ornns we saw yesterday, and it's definitely a much more sort of unforgiving Roman, definitely in these engages early game, and it's definitely working for WLG with that 3-0, with the 4k goal difference now, but still, that's a massive difference. We saw most of the teams yesterday, it was pretty much 50-50 for the majority of the match, pretty much flickering between the both teams, depending on who had 100 gold more. But yeah, definitely a different pace from yesterday.
Yeah, Forever Esports have to get through a much tougher beast than what they had to yesterday. No disrespect to Aces, but WLG obviously being undefeated in the group stage with the players that they have, just the caliber of players that they have, even not to do with the champions. Oh, the Chain of Corruption OG as well from Mumu. Really, really well played there to catch out Wukong. And again, it's just going to mean another tower here for WLG. Tower's not going to be standing for too much longer. It's going to be a third tower over to WLG. 3 towers to 0. They did lose that first dragon of the game. That doesn't really mean anything. And the WLG are so far ahead right now.
Ooh. Kiko trying to cancel that recall from Andres at there, but not quite. But yeah, like you say, they are now 3 turrets up, so that whole of the mid lane from that great first engage from WLG really punished Forever Esports here. It's going to be hard for them to sort of try and regain that priority in mid lane. So having that on your side of WLG is going to be massive for when this next dragon comes up, which will be the Mountain Drake. I assume that this will be something that they'll go for with a little bit more priority. Obviously, because there is only one Shelly now, so that Wukong is looking that odds the 2v1. He does manage to escape though back under the turret safety.
That's the great thing about a champion like Wukong is that normally it's really safe to play. You can try and escape really easily. You're able to use your ultimate as a disengage tool just in case, but you can see at the moment WLG have pretty much have full control of the entire map right now. Engage from Heste as well.
Oh, can they catch out KQ for going under the turret? Not quite. We lose the Ornn all come through. Oh! Mumu! Just needed a little bit more of that poke damage just to take out KQ there. That would have been phenomenal. But down goes another turret, so it's not like they've lost anything or not gained anything from that interaction there. But that was a really good attempt to try and get another kill. But they got a turret with it, so you can't really moan at that, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they'll be totally happy with this you know, situation, and think, well, Ken only just survived there because he used his barrier. If he didn't use barrier there, I think he was dead to the piercing arrow. But you can see here the first dragon being taken away from WLG, but they're totally fine with that. They've taken complete control of this game with that first rift tower, taking so many towers. They do take a tower back though, and doesn't even look like they're going to be able to get any more kills. The coursing package comes in as well.
Faille's nicely done.
Oh my god, this first strike noise is so freaking loud.
It is, isn't it?
Like, what the hell? Like
nowhere.
Like the game volume's completely fine. It's like everything's stable, and then suddenly you hear pew, 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 from freaking out of nowhere. Like the first strike noise is like sound bugged or something.
I honestly think through season 10, that noise is going to be the cause of a lot of PTSD within players. And,
Holy moly.
Not just in solo queue, but just in competitive as well. But no, that was another great fight there for WLG, taking up another 5 kills, taking another turret in the Baron lane. We saw that Forever Esports pretty much gave up on the hope of trying to go for that dragon, because they was like, yo, they're already literally 4 kills ahead of us. They've got quite a bit of gold ahead of us. Going into an engage right now, I don't think would be a sensible thing. So they at least tried to take something from WLG. They managed to take the turret, but then they took another 5 deaths from WLG there, getting a double kill for Mumu, double kill for Veos as well. So there was really, really nice plays in that last bit of interaction between two teams.
Kind of crazy engage in the mid lane. No, there is a bit of a follow-up from Seraphine, but unfortunately for Seraphine, you're just going to have an angry Aatrox on your head, and that's going to be 2 more kills over to WLG, or 3 kills, I should say. Might even be 4 as well, with Wukong also going down. Triple kill for Mumu in the end. That does mean that WLG are going to be able to take this inhibitor tower. I don't think it's going to be the game just yet, because we are still going to have that Nexus shield. So you can take the first inhibitor back away, but it's complete domination right now for WLG.
Yeah, that was just beautifully played there by Mumu, getting that triple kill. Completely taking that mid lane now, so inhibitor down at 12 minutes. I don't think we saw anything this fast yesterday, so it's definitely refreshing. But when you're going against an undefeated team in the group stages, to be fair, I expected none less from WLG here. Forever Esports did great yesterday, but this is a whole different beast, like you said earlier. Looks like they're going for the Baron Nashor. They're going to set it up.
Yeah, they're setting up to use it.
They've got the tools and the kits.
Yeah, they're using it straight away as soon as it spawns. The Baron Nashor now spawning at 12 minutes has such low HP and not that much damage. You can easily take this away when you have this much control. Over 10,000 gold lead now for the side of WLG, and you know, players like Kenkyu, who was performing really, really well on champions like the Zed yesterday, just not having the same level of performance. But as we've mentioned at the start of the stream, the WLG being the favorites in this tournament to win the whole thing, just with how dominant they are in general.
Definitely. But yeah, like I said, I mean, the Zed was banned out this match, so it was unfortunate for Kenkyu not being able to get that Zed. But he did quite well on the likes of the Jace yesterday. But it looks like we're going to see a inhibitor go down in the Baron lane as well. Thank you very much there, Director's View. Missing out a few kills. It's currently a 2-0 engage here. Will they actually manage to get a kill this match? But Forever Esports, it doesn't look like it. Patterson is pretty low, but they got Veos there. On the right side, it's pretty much nicely done on that status. Double kill for the Corki. Oh, it's looking not too shabby for WLG here, finishing off with almost a perfect match. There's been no turret takedown, no kills for Forever Esports in that first round. Woo. WLG, I'm blushing.
17-0 in kills, Blam. 17-0. Look at that. Not a single kill for Forever Esports. And if that doesn't show how dominant WLG are as a team and how cleanly they played this game, then I don't know what does. Forever Esports were able to take a few towers, but to be fair, it just wasn't enough. They took like 3 towers, I think it was in total. 2 in the bot lane and 1 up in the Baron lane. But look at that. 17-0 in kills. 1-0-10 for Patterson. I wonder if anyone got close to... I don't think anyone really got close to 100% kill participation. The closest it was actually Mumu on the Varus in terms of kill participation, getting close to 100%. But what an insane performance. And it just, right from the start, you know, they just played it passive early on. They got a really nice invade from Andre Zed, stealing away the blue buff, burning a few flashes, and then as soon as the major objectives comes, they just turned on the switch. They just flipped the switch. They just like, cool, we're engaging. We are better than Forever Esports. And it's such a dominant win in overall.
Massive win, and it was all just a snowball moment from that